Hey guys, this is a compilation of all the B storylines for Road to WrestleMania 43. Check it out.
B-Fab gets split up from Jade during the draft and finds herself alone on Raw. Determined to prove she's the baddest on the roster, she re-debuts the Hardcore Championship. She defends it in open challenges each week until General Manager John Cena announces an Extreme Elimination Chamber match. Each participant brings a different weapon into the chamber with them, including Tatum Paxley with a screwdriver, Red with her clipboard, Justine with thumbtacks, B-Fab with a table, Zoe Stark with a kendo stick, and Ivy Nile with a chain. Ivy lasts until the end, but after going off the top of a pod through the table, B-Fab retains. Ivy challenges her again at Saturday night's main event, but can't get the job done. B-Fab is dominating the new hardcore scene, and she asks John Cena to make a match for the WrestleMania pre-show. She calls the B-Fab, B-Bad Hardcore Invitational, a 6-woman elimination match in the scrapyard where you only lose by being knocked out cold. The call for the Extreme is answered by legends like Lita and Victoria, as well as Ivy Nile, Tatum Paxley, and Chelsea Green. Winning this unlocks a modern Victoria persona, B-Fab custom persona, the Extreme Elimination Chamber match type, and 2 weapons in the screwdriver and chain. We start on the first SmackDown of the new year with a special Miz TV. The Miz introduces his guest, Dave Bautista. Bautista announces that TKO has opened a new movie studio and will be producing movies starting this year. Miz says he's excited to star in a new movie, but Bautista lets him know that isn't the plan. Kit Wilson steps up to defend his mentor, but Bautista quickly sits him down with a Bautista bomb. Miz thinks about helping, but ultimately doesn't. Later in the show, General Manager Ric Flair invites his friend to come next week and scout new talent. Bautista returns, but he is attacked by Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Bautista is getting beat down until from the crowd comes The Miz. He helps to run off Imperium, and to everyone's shock, Bautista seems to accept the help. A match is set for the Royal Rumble, The Animal and the A-Lister versus Imperium. Surprisingly, The Miz proves to be a great tag team partner, and at the end of the match, Bautista fully accepts Miz as an ally. After the show, TKO Films' newest producer, Troy, approaches them about starring in a new buddy cop film. Bautista accepts without a second thought. Troy tells them they'll need to get some action shots in the ring at Elimination Chamber against Bronson Reed and Grayson Waller, and they also need Bautista to wear a toupee. Reed and Waller try to go off script and get a win, but Bautista is too much to overcome. The next SmackDown features the return of the Kevin Owens show. He asks the new team of Mistista to come out and be his guest. Miz comes out alone due to Bautista being away, but it was all a trap as Kevin Owens attacks. It's a vicious attack, not only bloodying The Miz, but also taking out referees and hitting an apron powerbomb. Miz has to be carted away while commentary wonders if we'll see him return. At Saturday night's main event, Owens calls out Bautista for a match at WrestleMania in 3 Stages of Hell. Bautista does show up, but the two immediately get into a pull-apart brawl. Owens is pulled from the ring while Bautista screams he accepts. On the Go Home show, Bautista warns that this isn't Hollywood's Dave Bautista coming to WrestleMania. This isn't even the Animal coming to fight. This is the man, Dave, coming to kick Owens' ass. Kevin Owens enters knowing that retiring Bautista is a bigger prize than any title at the show could be. The first stage is a standard one-on-one match, which Owens wins with a package piledriver after reversing the Bautista bomb. The second fall is an Extreme Rules match where Owens tries to piledriver Bautista into thumbtacks, but Bautista reverses and powerbombs Owens over the top into a flaming table. Third and final stage is a steel cage match. Bautista catches Owens trying to escape the cage and hits a top rope Bautista bomb to win the final stage. Winning this unlocks Mistista personas for both Miz and Bautista, a new KO Mania shirt, and a Washington, D.C. WrestleMania. 6. Bayley is in a rut as the new year starts on SmackDown. She needs something to help spark her. Backstage, Kathy Kelly asks her who she thinks will win the Rumble. Bayley is confused and says she will, to which Kelly says she didn't know Bayley would compete. Lyra Valkyria tries to reassure her, but Bayley says it's hard to be the forgotten horsewoman. At the Rumble, Bayley is number 7 and goes all the way to the final 2 with JC Jane. Bayley ducks under a spinning forearm and clotheslines out Jane, then champions Becky Lynch and Charlotte both come out. Charlotte congratulates Bayley and says, quote, "You still got it, huh?" After this, Bayley storms out. She has to pull some strings and hurt some feelings, but she gets what she wants. A last horsewoman standing match at WrestleMania. An elimination triple threat last man standing match. Bayley wins and unlocks an undisputed women's championship, personas of all 3 horsewomen, and a custom Bailey 2 belts entrance. 7. We start with an episode of What's Your Story with Stephanie McMahon and guest Becky Lynch. Stephanie is asking how it feels to be in WWE now that there are people who grew up as fans of hers. Before Becky can answer, she's interrupted by Women's Intercontinental Champion, Roxanne Perez. Perez admits she was one of those fans once upon a time, but now it's time for a new women's revolution, one without any horsewomen. Roxanne steps behind Raquel Gonzalez for protection and laughs as she says, "See you at the Rumble." Before they walk off, Raquel Sucker punches Becky and hits a powerbomb through Stephanie's desk. At the Royal Rumble, Becky enters at number 17 and gets her hands on Roxanne, but Raquel is there to stop it. Working together, the two eliminate Becky before going on to be tossed out by Liv Morgan. Becky sets her sights on Roxanne and wants to challenge her for the Intercontinental Championship, but she has to first get through Raquel at Elimination Chamber. During the match, you're given an objective to use the disarmer, but in a cutscene, it is reversed into a Tejano bomb. Becky kicks out and manages to win with a roll-up. Roxanne accepts a challenge for WrestleMania on one condition. It must be an I Quit match. At WrestleMania in Wembley, Becky Lynch must defeat Roxanne Perez. This unlocks personas for all three women, a brawl arena on the set of Stephanie's podcast, and a Becky Lynch custom IC title. 6. Berto of Los Garzas. Dominic Mysterio is scrambling after Judgment Day broke up, and he aligns with Angel and Berto to form La Raza Royale. Going into the Royal Rumble, they're feuding with Dragon Lee and the LWO. At the Rumble, they win a 6-man tag team, but after the match, Angel and Dom try to take off Dragon Lee's mask. Berto stops them, but tensions rise as the LWO runs them off. The LWO demands a rematch at Elimination Chamber, but this time Rey Mysterio steps up. Los Garzas are able to get the win, but after the match, Dom comes in and orders Berto to take their masks. He refuses, and that's when Angel turns on him. Angel hits a butterfly piledriver, and then Angel and Dom together hit a double brainbuster. At the first WrestleMania from Mexico City, Humberto and Angel meet in an Extreme Rules match. Angel goes so far as to hit a piledriver on thumbtacks, but Berto kicks out, and with an Aztec press, he gets the win. Winning this unlocks a Mexico City WrestleMania, personas for Angel and Berto, and a custom entrance for La Raza Royale. Tomorrow is Bianca Belair. Until then, like and follow.
Bianca Belair. We start on the first Monday Night Raw of the year, and the EST is BACK. Bianca declares herself for the Royal Rumble and tells everyone that when she wins, she is coming for Jade Cargill. The next week, General Manager Nick Aldis lets her get a warm-up match against Fallon Henley of the Fatal Influence. And then, at the Royal Rumble, she comes in as the fabled number 27 spot. The final four are Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, and Liv Morgan. Bianca last eliminates Charlotte to get the win, but before she can celebrate for too long, Jade Cargill comes out just to send a message that she sees her. A contract signing is set for Elimination Chamber, but Jade takes the opportunity to set up an attack on Bianca Belair, assisted by Michin and B-Fab. Before they can do too much damage, there is the triumphant return of Naomi, who's coming to get revenge on Jade, but she swerves everyone when she attacks Bianca with a kendo stick. At WrestleMania, the three collide in a triple threat match for Jade's World Heavyweight Championship. In a cutscene, Bianca hits both of them with a KOD at the same time, and she's able to get the win. Winning this unlocks persona attires for all three women, and it unlocks the double KOD as a super finisher so you can use that and create a superstar. Big E Langston. During the Royal Rumble, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are going on a tear to eliminate all of the different tag team competitors that fill up the Rumble. Until number 12, when Big E Langston returns to WWE. And I do think he needs the last name Langston. Big E goes on a tear, hits all of his signature offense on both Kofi and Woods, and he eliminates them both. On SmackDown, the two call him out. Kofi wants to get the boys back together. He thinks they've worked through their differences and it's time for the New Day to be a trio again, but Xavier strongly disagrees. At Elimination Chamber, Kofi Kingston gets put right in the middle of it as the special guest referee between Xavier Woods and Big E Langston. During the match, Xavier cannot get the win. He keeps telling Kofi to cheat, but he won't do it, leading to Big E being able to win. Xavier Woods blames the loss on Kofi Kingston and officially ends their tag team. The three are all feuding with each other going into WrestleMania. So at WrestleMania Montreal, it is a triple threat match to see who was truly the heart and soul of the New Day. If you manage to win this match, you'll unlock not only WrestleMania Montreal if you haven't unlocked it from another story. You'll also get personas for all three members of the New Day to have their solo attires. And it unlocks a double big ending to be able to be used and create a moveset.
Here's another road to WrestleMania for WWE 2K27, this time for... Don't forget to like and follow for more. This is going to be a reimagining of WrestleMania 18 and The Invasion, so we start at Survivor Series in 2001 with a cutscene of Hollywood Hulk Hogan pinning Stone Cold Steve Austin for Team WCW to win and take control of Monday Night Raw. Raw is turned into Nitro, but WWE keeps SmackDown under General Manager Vince McMahon. The New Age Outlaws start the first SmackDown after by calling out the Outsiders who were made Tag Team Champions on Nitro. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall come out and agree to defend the titles at WCW's next pay-per-view, but only on one condition: they pick the referee. And the Outsiders choose someone they've been trying to recruit back to the NWO. 6. The New Age Outlaws agree, thinking X-Pac will be on their side, but it's clear through the match that he's conflicted and hasn't decided yet. During the match, the DX music hits and out comes Triple H, returning from injury. Commentary wonders whose side he's going to be on while Hall goes outside to greet him. Hall throws up a too sweet, but Triple H tells him to suck it. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels sneaks in the back and Sweet Chin Music's Kevin Nash. X-Pac makes a fast count for the New Age Outlaws, and DX is back at full strength as the new WCW Tag Team Champions. Triple H and Shawn go off to feud with Hall and Nash, while the reformed Harlem Heat challenges DX to defend the WCW tag titles. The New Age Outlaws debut new WWE-themed unified tag team titles, and the two feud into the Royal Rumble where they fight in a dumpster match. The Outlaws win and feel on top of the world, but on the following SmackDown, a debuting new group tries to take them down. Conan and his filthy animals arrive and cut a scathing promo on DX and WWE as a whole for stealing everything WCW created. The teams feud through WrestleMania, where they have a 3-on-3 elimination tag team match, where both the unified tag team titles and the new unified WWE Cruiserweight titles are all on the line. Winning unlocks new attire personas for DX, Harlem Heat attires, and all members of the Filthy Animals. Blake Monroe arrives on Raw, and after beat, a local competitor cuts a promo, where she says she's going to rid Raw of the ugliness infecting it. The next week, she interrupts a Rhea Ripley promo with a Monroe premiere, which is a video package showing all of Rhea's greatest losses. The two meet in the Rumble when Rhea saves Io from elimination. Blake slaps her and Rhea hits a razor's edge over the top rope to eliminate Blake. On Raw, Blake tells everyone that Rhea is a beast, a monster, and a savage who shouldn't be allowed to make the women's division so hideous. They agree to a match at WrestleMania and a contract signing at Elimination Chamber. Blake starts playing mind games, cosplaying as Rhea and using her moves to win matches. At Elimination Chamber, Rhea snaps and puts Blake through the table, but another Monroe premiere plays showing Rhea hurting others while a voiceover says, "Hurt people hurt people." At WrestleMania Miami, they meet in a director's cut match, an I Quit match with a Hollywood vibe and making your opponent say cut instead of I quit. I think you could do a lot of fun spots in that theme, so leave some in the comments. During the match, paparazzi comes down and distracts Rhea. Rhea riptides Monroe onto a vanity mirror, and Monroe uses a camera as a weapon. It ends with a bloody Monroe coming at Rhea with a broken hand mirror, when Rhea whispers, "Cut." The lights drop, and when they come up, Monroe is in a beautiful dress accepting the Slammy for most glamorous superstar, and Rhea is nowhere to be seen. This is a reimagining of WrestleMania 22. At the Royal Rumble, Undertaker faces Kurt Angle for the World Heavyweight Championship. As Undertaker calls for the tombstone, the lights drop, and when they come up, Boogeyman is there and hits a huge double chokeslam. Boogeyman is on a mission to be the face of fear in WWE, but week after week, Undertaker's mind games drive him mad. At Elimination Chamber, Boogeyman sees a copy of himself in a flaming casket, and he challenges Undertaker for a casket match at WrestleMania. Boogeyman burns the urn of The Undertaker before Mania, hoping it will weaken him before the match. If Boogeyman wins, he sets the casket on fire with Undertaker in it and becomes the new face of darkness. Winning unlocks a heel Boogeyman persona, retro Wrestlemania, and a flaming casket match type. During a match between Jasper Troy and Dion Lennox, Booker T is jumped by the rest of Dark State. Vic Joseph tells us Booker suffered intense head injuries and would be away from commentary for some time, so Wade Barrett fills in. The injuries make Booker T revert back to King Booker, and he returns to NXT to manage his new Prince of the Kingdom, Jasper Troy. Together, Booker and Troy beat all of Dark State at an NXT PLE. Booker wants to crown Jasper as the official heir to this throne, but Troy turns on him and says he's already coming for it. At Stand and Deliver, you must defeat Jasper Troy in a King's Gambit match, an Extreme Rules style match. If you win, you unlock modern Booker T, a regal Jasper Troy persona, and a medieval NXT stage design. If you lose, Booker T must leave NXT forever. The Bray Wyatt Road to WrestleMania for WWE 2K27 is a special tribute to Bray. He and Uncle Howdy form a terrifying duo on SmackDown and call out any team from history to stop them. The Hardy Boys return to WWE to answer it, but along the road to WrestleMania, they are mentally broken by the Wyatts. It turns into a tag team Firefly Funhouse match. Throughout the match, each team regresses to their previous versions. The Hardys return to the solo personas, and they face off against retro versions of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan being led by cult leader Bray Wyatt. Eventually, it ends with Bo Dallas and Husky Harris brawling with Team Extreme, including a retro Lita. Once the Hardys have nowhere else to go, they realize they're surrounded by two fiends. The Wyatts sacrifice the Hardys to officially win the Firefly Funhouse match. The Fiend Road to WrestleMania in WWE 2K27. After beating John Cena, The Fiend wants revenge on another person who wronged Bray Wyatt, Triple H. The Fiend will not let shows happen without attacking every superstar there. Triple H offers him titles, suspends him, even threatens to cancel Raw. Triple H and Bray have a confrontation at Elimination Chamber where Bray says he cannot control The Fiend and the only way to end it is a Funhouse match. Triple H agrees. The Funhouse explores everyone Triple H has failed, from NXT call-ups to those who he buried in the Reign of Terror, and the Attitude Era stars he politicked his way to being a bigger star than. But The Fiend's real ace is China. In the final cutscene, a puppet of Triple has to pick between a China doll and a crown. He drops the doll and puts the crown on as it breaks. Triple H slams his sledgehammer down on the puppet as The Fiend rises behind him and wins with the claw. And part 2 of the Invasion reimagining. Bret Hart returns to WWE on the first Nitro of 2002. Bret tells everyone he isn't here to join Eric Bischoff's invasion, and he definitely isn't here to help McMahon's rebellion. He's here to look Shawn Michaels in the eye and bury the hatchet now that he's retired. He lets him know that he forgives him, but he won't forget what they did. As he leaves, Chris Jericho tells him it's a shame the best there ever was turned out to be a has-been, but invites him to watch the Royal Rumble to see a true Canadian legend compete. During the Royal Rumble, Bret Hart returns to the ring at number 24. He eliminates Jericho, then makes Kurt Angle tap out. Before eliminating Angle, he comes face-to-face with Triple H. Angle takes advantage and eliminates Hart. On Nitro, Bret announces that the WWE has forgotten what the excellence of execution truly means, so he's joined Team WCW, and at WrestleMania 18, he will prove he's still the best there ever will be when he makes Kurt Angle tap out. They have a highly competitive match as part of the winner-takes-all series, but as Bret Hart, you must make sure Angle taps out, putting Team Invasion up 3-2. Winning this unlocks custom attires for Bret, Angle, and Triple H, as well as Mania 18 if not unlocked yet. Be sure to tag WWE Games in the comments and tell them to bring it back. Today we're talking Brian Pillman, and it starts in the Royal Rumble. Pillman has one mission: eliminate Stone Cold Steve Austin. In a cutscene, we see him almost pull it off, but Austin reverses and eliminates him with a clothesline. It comes down to Austin and Owen Hart, two people who both want to get their hands on champion Shawn Michaels. But with a stunner, Austin wins. Pillman blames Owen and says that if he can't get the job done, then Brian will do it himself. Pillman and Stone Cold meet at a custom-in-your-house pay-per-view called the Hollywood Ending. Pillman wears a Hollywood Blondes attire, which is unlocked by winning. Pillman pulls out every trick, but in a cutscene he realizes he can't win. He yells at Austin to end it, and with one more kick, wham, stunner, Stone Cold wins. Austin goes on to face the winner of Owen Hart and Shawn Michaels in the main event, which Michaels wins with DX interference. While Pillman snaps and turns on Owen Hart, he blames him for everything and says the foundation ends at WrestleMania. The two face in a no-holds-barred match with the win condition of making Owen tap out. Winning unlocks a WrestleMania attire for Pillman, Owen Hart, and WrestleMania 14. On the road to WrestleMania 13, Bret Hart is expanding the Hart Foundation with Bulldog and brother Owen already recruited. On Raw, Bulldog and Bret team up to face Stone Cold and Rocky Maivia. Bret and Austin brawl to the back as part of their feud before WrestleMania, leaving Rocky alone when Bulldog beats him. After this, Bulldog taunts Rocky that he's been given everything so far, and the Bulldog wants to take it all away. Bulldog calls in a favor from previous Intercontinental champions to fight Rocky, wanting to prove Rocky can't hang and that he's fragile. When facing Mr. Perfect, Bulldog interferes and attacks Rocky. Rocky wins by DQ but gets beat down. On the last Raw, he promises that he's far from fragile, he is as tough as The Rock, and at WrestleMania, the Bulldog is going to be stuck between The Rock and a hard place. Bulldog tries every dirty trick, but The Rock keeps answering, until the shocking return of Jim Neidhart costs him the match. With one last power slam, Bulldog wins and is the new Intercontinental Champion, bringing back gold to the Hart family. After being retired by Obafemi at SummerSlam, only one thing can bring Brock back to WWE: protecting Paul Heyman. Breaker and his dad bring Heyman out to the ring when Brock's music hits. As he's coming down to the ring, he's blindsided by Gunther. Gunther puts him in a chokehold until referees pull him off, but Lesnar is out cold. Brock returns and demands Paul Heyman come out to the ring. He accuses Heyman of setting him up, and Paul admits to it. He owed Gunther for his match with Seth Rollins, and Gunther wanted to end one more career at WrestleMania. Brock accepts and then puts Heyman through a table with an F5. At WrestleMania, they meet in a submission match. Brock is dominated after being away from the ring, but it's up to you if he can withstand the ring general. You can pick to win or lose, both options unlocking a Paul Heyman fighter persona, bald Brock Lesnar, and a custom Gunther attire. Brock Lesnar's road to WrestleMania 30 would have began with the Authority's champion John Cena, cutting a promo on Raw to tell everyone that he and Triple H pulled some strings, and he's happy to announce in the main event of WrestleMania he will face his friend Dave Bautista. CM Punk interrupts him to say the Royal Rumble is still weeks away. Anyone could win. Cena says the Authority has already planned WrestleMania and knows that Punk won't be there. Punk says it could be him, or it could be Sheamus, or it could be Daniel Bryan, or Brock Lesnar. Cena gets frustrated and says that Brock Lesnar will not be allowed to face him for the title because he's facing The Undertaker like Stephanie planned. Hearing this brings out Brock Lesnar, who says he kicks whoever's ass he wants, regardless of what the Authority plans. Before tensions can boil over, Batista comes out and comes face-to-face with Brock. They don't fight, but Brock says he will see him at the Rumble. Batista enters at number 27, handpicked by the Authority, so he has the best odds. But at number 28 comes Brock Lesnar, who goes right after him. They're so focused on each other that CM Punk eliminates both men from behind. At Elimination Chamber, Batista is set to face CM Punk with his WrestleMania main event on the line, but Brock Lesnar is waiting for Batista in the parking lot. They brawl throughout the entire arena all night, from parking lot to backstage to the entrance ramp. It finally ends during the main event when Batista spears Brock through the Tron on the stage. Triple H has no choice but to sign a match for WrestleMania. The Beast Unchained versus the Authority's Animal in Falls Count Anywhere. The match finally ends when Brock reverses a Batista bomb into an F5 over the top rope through a table. Commentary wonders if Brock will continue to fight the Authority, then wonders if there will even be an Authority left after tonight. Winning this unlocks custom attires for both men, a new F5 over the top rope move, and a special Brock Lesnar entrance motion. This is what Bronson Reed's road to WrestleMania in WWE 2K27 should be like. After being sidelined with injury, the Vision kicks him out. Braun Breaker goes on to fight World Heavyweight Champion Jacob Fatu when Bronson returns. To everyone's surprise, he attacks both men, hitting multiple tsunamis until the match is thrown out. General Manager Paul Heyman can't get anyone to stop him. Jey Uso steps up at the Rumble and Damian Priest at Elimination Chamber, but Reed is an instrument of destruction. Reed even attacks his old stablemate Logan Paul during an episode of Impulsive and slams him through a coffee table on set. Logan wants revenge, and at WrestleMania, Miami sees himself as a hero. Reed debuts a new Tsunami King attire and demands the match is a steel cage, so Paul can't get away from him. It ends with a super tsunami off the top of the cage that puts a hole in the mat. Winning this unlocks Hero Paul and the Tsunami King personas. In a perfect world, this would be the Dudleys' road to WrestleMania in WWE 2K27. It's a part of the reimagining of WrestleMania 18 and starts at the Royal Rumble. The Dudleys are challenging Edge and Christian to see who will be the number one contender for the Tag Team Championship. In the middle of the match, E&C take control of the match, but before they can win out comes the debuting Steiner brothers. They attack Edge and Christian and put both through tables. On SmackDown, Vince McMahon accuses the Dudleys of working with WCW and fires them. But on Nitro, Eric Bischoff announces he has hired them to be exclusive stars of WCW. And as a signing bonus, they get to pick their first opponents at Starrcade. They choose the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Hardys. Before the match can end, Edge and Christian interfere to cost the Dudleys. The Steiners come out and all four brawl until the Commissioner of Professional Wrestling, Mick Foley, comes out and announces at WrestleMania, as part of the winner-takes-all series, there will be a fatal four-way tag team TLC. The winner will get an ironclad contract and ensure they cannot be fired by the winning brand. In a cutscene, Edge and Christian try to set up another Spear of Doom spot, but Bubba catches Edge in a Bubba Cutter off the top of the ladder instead. Devon capitalizes to win the match, and WCW takes the lead 3-1. The last of the Bees is Bull Nakano. She returns to WWE to be a mentor on LFG and is assigned to a rookie. They come up with her persona, Starquake, and she is set to learn to be a superstar. She starts by losing to the Iconoclast, the same from Alundra Blaze's storyline. Later that night, there's a physical altercation between NXT champion Zaria and Starquake. Bull tries to separate them but gets hit with the women's title, and Starquake is determined to get revenge. After weeks of attacking her on NXT, a match is made for NXT Graduation, where Zaria will defend against Starquake. Bull returns to manage her student, and Starquake debuts a tribute attire to Bull featuring a cosmic Oni mask. During the match, Zaria cheats to take advantage. Bull thinks about throwing in the towel, but Starquake says not to. Despite this, Zaria wins with a huge F5 that injures Starquake. After the match, Bull swears to avenge her rookie, and at Stand and Deliver gets her chance against Zaria. Zaria debuts a new persona, her Queen of Screams attire, and does everything she can to win. But, thanks to Starquake in Bull's corner, Zaria cannot cheat her way to a win, and Bull becomes the NXT Women's Champion with a huge leg drop from the top rope. Bull and Starquake try to forgive Zaria, but she storms off as the two celebrate with the title. Starquake is the second of what I'm calling the LFG anomalies, but we'll be seeing more of them very soon. Until then, like and follow for more.